We will now see how to find a code using the ICD-10-CM coding book. It is pretty simple. The ICD-10-CM manual is divided into two parts. The first part is the alphabetic index and the second portion is the tabular listing. Alphabetic index is the first portion of the book, first half of the book. In this alphabetic index, the diagnoses are listed alphabetically. The second portion, tabular listing, the ICD-10 codes are arranged alphabetically. So you need to be very clear about this. Remember that alphabetic index in which the diagnoses are arranged alphabetically and the tabular listing has the ICD codes arranged alphabetically. So let me share a tip with you. We need to bookmark the ICD-10 manual first. That is the first thing we have to do. The reason for the bookmarking is to simplify the process of finding the ICD codes in the book. As it is quite a big book, finding a code in this book can be tricky at times. And ICD-10-CM has 21 chapters. So each chapter can be bookmarked separately, and also the alphabetic index and tabular listing, those pages can also be bookmarked. Any important guidelines or rules which you see under a code when you are searching the tabular listing can also be highlighted using a highlighter pen. So the first step in finding an ICD-10-CM code is noting down the keywords of main term. So you will be using the main term of keywords. In other words, the diagnosis to code. Once you note down the keyword in the question, you will search for the keyword in the alphabetic index, get the code next to the keyword. Using that, go to tabular listing again, double check it. Read all the rules or any notes below the code in the tabular listing. Do not miss it out. That is a very important point. So remember, the diagnosis always informs you why the patient had come into the doctor's office. So now let us take a simple example of coding a diagnosis. The question is, a patient with uncontrolled type 2 diabetes is experiencing blurred vision and an increase in floaters appearing in her vision. She is diagnosed with diabetic retinopathy. So what is the correct code? First, you should note down the keywords or the main terms. Here, the keywords are uncontrolled type 2 diabetes, blurred vision, increase in floaters. So the final diagnosis being diabetic retinopathy. When you see the word diagnosed, that is a hint, a clue, informing you that final diagnosis is diabetic retinopathy. So you can see here the keywords listed and the final diagnosis is diabetic retinopathy. So code only the final diagnosis. The symptoms and signs need not be coded. The final diagnosis only should be coded. So we will search in the index under D, diabetes. Under diabetes, you will be searching for retinopathy. So diabetic retinopathy, the code is E11.319. Why did we choose E11? This is type 2 diabetes. So 11. Type 1 is coded with E10. So the process is very simple.